Hey there, Nancy, Drew, Clue, crew. I'm Maura, and welcome to another video walkthrough of the Nancy Drew game series. Today I'm playing The Secret of Shadow Ranch, the 10th game in this series. And it's interesting that it shares an almost identical name with the book in the original 56 series, Secret at Shadow Ranch. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started.
Welcome to my latest case, The Secret of Shadow Ranch. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Gameplay Overview. Okay, before I get started, you may notice that there's a different layout and interface to this game, starting with this one. So, for example, the magnifying glass is much smaller, and you have down here your inventory, a journal with a task list, and the phone, which differs significantly than how it has been in the last 9 games. And this only lasts up until game 15, and then afterwards there are a few more changes in the interface and layout. Another change you'll see is when people are talking, there's a text box, much wider one down here at the bottom that occupies all the space while these are hidden in the meantime. But let's go ahead and get started, and of course I'm going to play Junior Detective. Dear Hannah, well, I made it to
Yeah, here it is. Begins with a letter as always, but here's the text box. A lot more space than it had been in the last 9 games.
He gave me a phone number, told me to call the Raleighs at that number as soon as I got settled in, and refused to tell me anything else. In fact, he barely said 2 words to me the whole ride to the ranch. What's worse?
So as I've said, when you have Nancy have conversations with people, you only see the entire text box down here, which so then it hides temporarily the task list and the inventory and phone.
Not mine. I wouldn't even be here if Bess and George hadn't begged them to invite me out to the ranch for 2 weeks too. Until about 3 months ago, the Raleighs owned a clothing store. Bess said it was always their dream to sell the store and buy a cattle ranch. I hope they're okay, but frankly, as beautiful as Shadow Ranch is, I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this place. Love, Nancy.
And as another difference, whenever you have new things in your inventory, journal, or task list, or phone, you'll have it light up like this with an exclamation point. And this is lit up because there are some new things we need to look at. You can also start doing web searches on the cell phone starting with this game. And, well, this is lit up because we have email, which you can also get on the phone too. Okay, I'll contact them soon, Bess and George. Internet browser. I'll look at that stuff later. Right now we need to call the Raleighs though. And when you call after the first ring, you can then, if you click X, once the people hang up, it'll automatically close. But that's only if you click on the X after the first full ring.
Nobody around here will tell me anything.
That's because I told them not to. I wanted you to hear what happened from the horse's mouth, as it were. I thought you might worry otherwise.
But I am worrying. I can't help but think that something terrible's happened.
Oh, everything's fine. I mean, it is now. It wasn't last night, of course.
Everything would have been fine last night if you hadn't made such a fuss.
How could I not make a fuss? There was a rattlesnake in our bedroom, for Pete's sake.
A rattlesnake?
Don't tell me you're at the hospital.
Yes, we are. Although I'm only here because Ed's here. He's the patient. I'm just here to keep him company.
You can go home anytime you want.
Someone's got to keep you out of trouble. Next thing I know, you'll be playing with scorpions.
I wasn't playing with that stick. I was trying to shoo it out of the room.
I told Ed to leave it alone and let one of the hands get it out of there, but no, Ed started poking at it with my yardstick, and all of a sudden it leapt up and bit him.
How bad?
Well, his arm swelled up something awful, and he was feeling pretty poorly by the time we finally got him here.
I was fine. He's exaggerating.
Oh, Ed, you wish. Anyway, dear, he's doing much better today, and the doctor thinks he'll be well enough to go home in a day or so.
I'm well enough to go home right now.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
He'll get up and walk right out that door.
No, I won't.
Would you rather that Bess and George and I postpone our visit?
Oh, good heavens, no. I won't hear of it. You're going to go on as if none of this ever happened. You just
Easier
go
said
get a
than
warrant
done,
for
really.
Ed, the head wrangler, and go right into your heart's content. I told Shorty to go ahead with the cookout I planned for tonight, and
The envelope. Have her take that envelope to Mary.
oh, good idea. There's an envelope in the roll-top desk in the den marked Mary. If you could ride over to Mary Yazi's and give it to her, we'd really appreciate it.
I'll do it right away. Did you say I'd have to ride there?
Because of the way the roads are set up around here, it takes longer to drive to her place from the ranch than it does to get there on horseback. Dave will tell you how to get there.
You're gonna have to get the key to the desk from him, too.
Oh, that's right. I always lock the roll top. Dave has the key. Oh, dear. It seems like there was something else I wanted to tell you.
The horse, Ned. Tell her about the phantom horse.
Did he say phantom horse?
Yes. You see, last night we...
Hello, Mr. Raleigh. Time for those tests.
Uh-oh. We have to go. Don't worry about us here. You just go have fun. Just be sure to wear a hat and drink plenty of water. It's going to be another hot one. Bye.
No, wait. Just tell me about the phantom horse.
All right, let's go outside and meet Dave. Talk to him. Okay, so they lit up because they have new things for us to look at.
You talked to the Raleighs?
I sure did. Do you think Ed's gonna be all right?
He'll be okay. Getting bit by a rattler's no picnic, but it sounds like he's out of the woods.
Beth said something about a phantom horse. Do you know what she was talking about?
This glowing horse came galloping up out of the dark, making a real ruckus. Everybody woke up.
Ruckus. I
went
don't
right
usually hear
outside,
that word in
reared up a couple times,
common conversations.
spun around and went racing off the way it came. By the time anybody thought about going after it, it had disappeared.
And no one was riding it? You sure?
Positive. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen. Guess you're going to be asking me a lot of questions, huh?
I'm sorry. Am I bugging you?
The Raleigh said you were a detective.
Amateur detective. It's just kind of a hobby.
I'm going to be honest with you, ma'am. We were short a couple hands to begin with, and now with the Raleighs gone and everybody on edge over what happened last night, well, this is not a good time to be visiting Shadow Ranch, that's all.
How do you think that rattlesnake wound up in the Raleigh's bedroom?
Probably crawled in through a mouse hole sometime during the day and took a nap. Nighttime's when they're most active. Something the Raleighs found out the hard way.
But it happened right after the horse appeared. Could somebody have put it there?
Could somebody have put it there?
Guess it's possible. Person would have to know how to handle snakes, of course, but then if you work in the desert, that's one of the things that's good to know.
The Raleighs asked me to take something out to Mary Yazi's, but it's in the den in the roll-top desk, which is locked. They said you had the key?
Sure do. They gave me their key ring at the hospital.
Great, thanks.
To get to Mary's shop, just follow the trail that goes northeast out of the corral. Can't miss it. And I should probably warn you, she doesn't like the Raleighs.
Oh, I forgot to mention, you'll notice that the font of the text in conversations between Nancy and characters, that's also different than how it had been. Like, the look of it, the appearance of it is significantly different. Now, suspects still have their words lit up in blue, although Nancy's are in like aqua green this time, although when you have the mouse over it turns white. Well, in the previous games it was always white, although in the opening and then closing letter her text is colored white again.
How do you know?
It's just a feeling I get when I talk to her, that's all.
I'll let you get back to work.
Take care.
All right, let's meet the other people who work for the Raleighs. Like this guy, Shorty Thurman, the cook.
Hey, you must be Nancy. I'm the cook, Shorty Thurman. Welcome to Shadow Ranch. Come on over here and tell me about yourself. You have talked to the Raleighs, right?
I also heard about that horse. What did you see last night?
Well, I was just about to crawl into bed last night when all of a sudden this glowing horse comes galloping up outside. It stops and rears and paws, whinnying and snorting. Then it just wheels around and gallops off into the night. It was Dirk Valentine's horse, you know.
Dirk Valentine?
Now it's a phantom.
Dirk Valentine?
Dirk Valentine was an outlaw around here back in the 1880s. Legend has it he was in love with Frances Humber. She lived right here on Shadow Ranch. Unfortunately, her daddy was the sheriff. Ouch! Because of him, Valentine was captured and eventually hanged. Ever since, the ghost of his horse has been roaming the desert.
Ghost of his
cursing whoever
horse.
sees him with
Bad luck. You don't really believe that, do you?
All I know is Ed Raleigh sees the horse, and what happens less than 2 minutes later? He gets bit by a rattlesnake. You do the bad.
Well, I'd better get going.
Pleasure talking to you.
All right, now we gotta go meet the last cowboy named Tex, who's the head wrangler.
So which one are you?
Excuse me?
The Raleigh said they were going to be inviting some young ladies out here. I take it you're one of them.
I'm Nancy Drew. My two friends haven't arrived yet.
Why not?
Actually, that's a good question.
I brought 3 horses in this morning. Hardly fair to keep them tied up all day if nobody's going to ride them.
So you're in charge of the horses?
I'm the head wrangler. You want to ride, you come to me. You prove to me you know what you're doing, I may just let you.
Did you see the Phantom Horse last night?
I saw something. Just what? I still ain't sure. Now, if you want to ride, listen up. First thing you're gonna do is never ride unless you're wearing a hat and gloves. And unless you got a full canteen of water. You can wear that hat over there. It's Mrs. Raleigh's. Got a helmet built right in. Her gloves are on the saddle you'll be using. And you can get a canteen from Shorty. Then you're gonna saddle and bridle your horse. No need to brush him. I do that when I bring him in. Then you're gonna lead him to the mountain block in the corral and mount up. Then I'm gonna ask you some questions. You can't ride outside the corral till you get all the answers right.
Once I pass your test, can I ride anytime I want?
Long as you talk to me first. When you're done riding, you're gonna dismount, hook your horse up, take the saddle and bridle off, and put him back where you got him. Always keep your gloves with your saddle.
Do these horses ground tie?
Yep, if you get off when you're on the trail, don't tie your reins to nothing. Just drop them. And barring an earthquake or something, old Bob will stay put.
Bob? Who's Bob?
The bay over there. Name's Bob. That's who I'm putting you on.
May I go riding now?
Nope. With the Raleighs gone, the ranch is real short-handed. Before you ride, you're gonna have to go see if Shorty's got any chores that need doing. Gotta get a canteen from him anyway.
Talk to you later.
Just stay out of trouble.
Okay, so we have to look at this diagram of the horse and this other one of the hoof to know for a couple of the questions that will be on Tex's test. But the real key is these 2 books that are in the living room in the house.
Well, hello there. You got some friends back there?
Okay, here's Bob, and here are the other 2 horses,
Hi there.
Ace
You aren't too shabby
and
looking
Clyde.
either.
Okay, let's go to the house and ask Shorty if we need to do any chores. Oh,
Hi, it's Beth. And yours.
Hi, I'm at the ranch. Where are you guys?
Yes.
uh-oh.
I'm not going to like this, am I?
We're at the airport in Omaha, Nebraska. Our plane had to land here so they could fix our problem with the radio. And now they're saying we could be on the ground for hours.
Hours? You're kidding.
Who knows what's really going on? Yeah, no one around here ever gives you a straight answer. So what's going on there?
A lot. Last night, Uncle Ed and Aunt Beth found a rattlesnake in their room.
Oh my gosh! Are they okay?
Well, actually, it bit Uncle Ed.
Is he alright?
He will be. Right now, he's in the hospital. He'll probably be there for a day or 2. Aunt Beth's staying with him.
Oh my gosh!
And apparently a phantom horse showed up at just about the same time as that snake.
A phantom horse? Of all the times to get stranded in some stupid airport. Look, you just better keep us posted, Nancy Drew. That's all I gotta say. We're so bored. George just bought a book on 19th century clothing and accessories.
George did?
It's the only thing in the bookstore here that looks halfway interesting. So if you need to know anything that's even remotely related to 19th century fashion, let us know, okay?
Sounds good to me.
So what else has been going on?
Apparently, last night, this glowing horse came galloping up out of nowhere, caused a huge commotion, then went galloping off and disappeared.
It was glowing?
Evidently, it was pretty spooky.
You're there investigating phantom horses, and what are we doing?
A big fat nothing.
That
That's a
doesn't,
George. We're suing the airline.
The cook, Shorty Thurman, he says the phantom horse belonged to this outlaw named Dirk Valentine, who was hanged back in the 1880s.
Is this Valentine guy a phantom too?
I don't think so.
Well, how come his horse got to become a phantom and he didn't? Beth, phantoms don't really exist, okay?
According to legend, seeing the horse is bad luck.
I believe it.
Yeah, right.
Look at what happened to the guy who owned him.
Don't you think it's kind of odd how that rattlesnake showed up in the Raleigh's bedroom right after that phantom horse showed up outside?
You don't buy that it was an unfortunate coincidence?
Dave said when the horse appeared, everyone ran outside to look.
So you're saying someone used the horse to lure everyone outside, then put the snake in their room, knowing no one would be watching?
It's possible, don't you think?
But if you're right, it means someone wants to hurt Aunt Bet and Uncle Ed. Oh my gosh! If you're right, it means that someone is on the ranch.
And whoever it is must be working with an accomplice. You know, someone to wrangle the horse.
So everyone there is a suspect.
That's right.
Well, you don't have to sound so happy about it.
That's it for now.
Stay in touch. That's an order.
When you get an automatic call from someone, it'll immediately just hang up itself after the conversation ends. Okay, let's ask about chores.
Hey there, Nancy. Man, I wish the Raleighs were here.
Me too. It'll be nice to talk to them in person.
I'm really looking forward to you and me sitting down and having a nice conversation, especially with all the weird stuff that's going on. I'm so busy getting all their chores done in addition to my own that I barely have time to talk to myself, let alone to you. Enough of me complaining. What's up?
Tex said I should get a canteen from you and see if there are any chores you'd like me to do.
Music to my ears. First thing you can do for me is go out to the garden and pick all the ripe vegetables. You know what ripe vegetables look like, don't you?
No, but don't worry, I'll find out.
Good, because if you pick vegetables that aren't ripe yet, I'll be real ticked. You can put them in the vegetable basket that's hanging outside. And one more thing. Sometime today, I need you to build a cooking fire in the pit outside. I'll light it when I'm ready to start cooking. And be sure to fill the bucket out there with water and leave it by the pit. You know, just in case something catches on fire that isn't supposed to. The Raleighs wanted to have a cookout tonight, and by golly, we're gonna have a cookout no matter who is or isn't here.
Well, I'd better get going.
Come back soon.
Oh, Frances.
Humber. So that's what she looked like.
Okay, here's one of the books on horses we need to look at to pass Tex's test. And to make the fire, we're going to need several items, including starting with paper. Oh, and while I'm here, I better get the letter out of the desk. Here it is.
Sounds like this Jane Nash person has it out for the Raleighs. The Raleighs sold a trunk full of junk to marry Yazi.
We also need to take these. They'll come in handy for something later. Okay, the other book on horses is right here. Okay. Can look up information about ripe vegetables here, but we're gonna need to do this a couple more times, so I know which ones are ripe today, so knowing which ones to pick. Most of these tomatoes, you know, they're ripe when they're very bright in color. With beans, it's a little different. Okay, gonna need sticks. Okay, first part's easy. The only ripe vegetables here are the Northern Light tomatoes, and then these Golden Queen and beefsteak ones.
should get these vegetables into Shorty right away.
Pick those vegetables for me yet?
You betcha.
Good for you. Now, second thing I need you to do for me is take this, go out to the chicken coop and fill it up with eggs. Just be careful of that basket. It's kind of old. And don't forget to build me that campfire like I asked.
You got it.
Okay, let me fix the basket first before I pick eggs, because if I don't, I'm gonna have an accident when I go to get them. Okay, you'll know they're in the right place because they, you can't move them again. Okay, and then the last one.
There. Am I good or what?
Okay, that fixes it up. Now I'll go collect the eggs. Oh, better get these sticks too. Okay, so we need to get a total of 6 eggs. However, one is right here, but we, as this sign says, don't try to take it when the chicken's there. I'll show you what happens, but if I do it again, it's second chance time.
Ow! 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 Yikes! Maybe I'll come back when she's not in such a foul mood.
Foul mood, good one. Okay, I'll just go inside and then come back out because then she'll be gone and I can take her egg. But yeah, I just did it once to show you what it's like when that happens, but you don't want to do it again because otherwise you'll get kicked off the ranch.
Got those eggs for me?
No problem.
Good for you. Anything I can do for
Canteen
you?
of
Do
water.
you think I could get a canteen of water from you?
Got one right here. You're good to go.
Well, I'd better get going.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay, now let's finish with the stuff for the campfire. One thing I want to get is this, fill it up with water like I should. Okay. A couple more places where I need to get sticks. Or at least one more. And then the last thing I need to do is get wood.
Something goes here.
Okay, so you need to chop it. This is a puzzle. You need to figure out where you need to position yourself and this tool here to chop the wood squarely, even. And even though this is 1, 2, it doesn't matter which order you put these in. But you have to do it before you hit down. So you approximate where you're supposed to stand and where you're supposed to set it to make the correct aim. Bada bing. Okay, so this last 2 are pretty easy then, because at the bottom you want to be standing as farthest away as possible. When it's up at the top, you want to stand up right here. Okay. Okay, last one. That's straight down. I could tell that easily. There, just call me Nancy Paul Bunyan Drew.
Paul Bunyan Drew.
Okay, I think that we have everything now to set up the fire.
Wonder who wrote this.
We'll look at it later. Okay, this paper goes here
So
first.
far, so good. That should do it.
And now the logs.
There, one extremely well-built campfire, if I do say so myself. Great-looking fire, Nancy. Nice job.
Great. Alright, now let's go ask Tex if we can go riding. Anytime you want to ride, always ask him first, otherwise it's second chance for you.
Need something?
May I go riding now?
Yep, you got everything I told you you need. And you think you know your stuff when it comes to horses. Old Bob's all yours.
Talk to you later.
Yahoo!
Yahoo. He's very dry. Okay, gotta get the hat. And the saddle and gloves. So here's Bob.
Tex would have a cow if I rode bareback.
Yep. Okay, once you get the saddle, then you gotta tighten the cinch. Otherwise, when Nancy climbs on, she'll fall off. But that's as tight as it needs to be.
Come on, Bob.
Alright.
I'm ready.
Ready for some questions?
You bet.
You bet.
Where's the horse's hocks?
On its back legs.
On its back legs.
That's 1 out of 10.
Ask me something else.
So he asks 10 questions. On the bottom of its hoof.
On the bottom of its hood.
2 out of 10. Got a long way to go.
Ask me something else.
How tall is a horse that's 15 hands?
5 feet.
5 feet.
3 down, 7 to go.
Ask me something else.
What kind of a horse is a Paso Fino?
Gated horse.
A gated horse.
That's 4 right.
Ask me something else.
How can you tell if a horse is collared?
Keeps lying down and standing up.
Lying down, then standing up.
That's 5. You're halfway there.
Ask me something else.
What's the difference between a bay and a chestnut?
A
He
bay
has black points.
Bingo. That was number 6.
Ask me something else.
What tribe bred the first
The
Appalachian?
Nez Pierce.
The Nez Pierce.
7 down. You're in the home stretch.
Ask me something else.
What part of a horse is most likely to be hurt when it's found?
Its feet.
Feet.
8 right. Just 2 to go.
Ask me something else.
What part of the saddle should you always check before you head out on the
The
trail?
cinch. Just like I did.
Here's your final question.
I'm ready.
What is a mule?
Offspring of a female horse and male donkey.
Female horse and a male donkey.
Well, you answered all the questions right. And I can tell by the way you sit, you ain't gonna go falling off for no good reason. So you're free to ride outside the corral. Just don't go galloping all over the place. Because if you bring old Bob back all hot and sweaty, you can kiss your cowgirl days at Shadow Ranch goodbye.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, Bob. What do you say we do some sightseeing?
Okay, before I talk to her, I want to look
That
around.
trunk looks really old. Tuning forks. Cool.
Yeah, this game you need to play.
help you?
Hi, are you Mary Yazi?
That's me. I didn't hear a car. Did you hike in or come by horse?
I rode here. I'm Nancy Drew.
So where are you staying?
Shadow Ranch.
I heard what happened last night. Tough break for the Raleighs. Getting that place going has been a real struggle for them.
How did you hear about it?
Word gets around.
You probably know everyone in the valley, don't you? Oops, I almost forgot. Beth wanted me to give you this.
Great. I want to buy a small piece of property from them. It must be their response.
Bad news?
They rejected my offer. Well, I guess that's that. But as long as you're here, look around. All the jewelry you see, all the rugs, the beadwork, the pottery, they were all made by local artists, including yours truly. So if you want to know something, especially if you want to know how much something is, just ask.
Is that you riding that beautiful Palomino in the picture over there?
That's my horse Banner. I train him myself.
You train horses?
Just on the side. Someday I'd like to do it professionally, but it would take money to get started. And money is one thing I'm not very good at making.
Is that old trunk over there the one you bought from the Raleighs?
Yeah, they didn't want much for it, so I took it off their hands. Problem is, I still don't know what's in it because I can't figure out how to open it.
May I take a closer look at it?
Sure.
Are there many petroglyphs around here?
If you take the trail to Cougar Bend, there are hundreds. A lot of them were probably made by the Anasazi. They lived in the area until about 700 years ago, when they just suddenly picked up and left.
I won something that looks like a token when I played that game over there. What is it?
They actually used those for something back in the 1880s, but I don't know what.
It was great talking to you.
Catch you later.
Would you mind if I try to get this open?
Please do. In fact, if you get it open, I'll let you keep something from it. You can have your pick.
The initials on this trunk. Whose are they? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Well, it looks has some kind of 3-lock mechanism on it. That's what these are for. But what do we set them to open it?
Maybe that heart design is some kind of clue.
So, why don't we give Charlena Purcell a call? Maybe, unlike the rest, she could actually be some help.
Charlena Purcell's office.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. May I please speak to Miss Purcell?
Concerning?
I'm staying at a ranch in central Arizona, and since she knows so much about the history of Arizona, I thought maybe she could answer some questions for me.
Questions concerning?
Well, I came across a very old trunk that might contain stuff that has to do with these people named Dirk Valentine and Francis Humber. Only I can't open it.
Did you say Dirk Valentine?
And his girlfriend, Francis Humber. Yes.
Ah. Oh, would you hold, please? Thank you for holding. And thank you for calling the office of Charlena Purcell. Miss Purcell's latest novel, Like Went Through My Heart, was an instant bestseller. And like so many of her novels, it recently received the Catherine Cook Award for Historical Excellence. Reading a Charlena Purcell novel is like traveling through time to the old Southwest on the wings of love. This is Charlena. Who is this again?
Nancy Drew?
Tell me about the trunk you found.
Well, it has a very weird 3-hole locking mechanism on it.
That does sound like it came from the Humber family. Is there any kind of picture on it?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's this kind of abstract design made up of hearts and doves and the initials EH and AH.
EH would be Eldridge Humber, and AH would be Abigail Humber. Frances Humber's grandparents on her father's side. Her mother died when she was 10. Now, the picture, no doubt, commemorates their wedding day, which was 4/9/11. April 9th, 1811.
Okay, so that's the clue right there. You have to set the locks to 4/9/11 as if like places on a clock. So we'll do that afterwards.
How will knowing that help me open the trunk?
You got me. In the course of my research, I've only read about the trunks Merrill and Eldridge Humber handcrafted. I've never actually opened one. However, I've been running across fascinating tidbits concerning the Humber family and stashing them away for years. When I have enough tidbits stashed away, I may well write a book about them.
Then you'd probably be very interested to know what's in this trunk.
Yes, I would. And since I've helped you, or tried to, it's only fair that you help me, don't you think?
Sure, I'll keep you posted. Did I mention that I'm staying at Shadow Ranch?
This just gets better and better. I'll tell my assistant to put your calls through immediately. By the way, why are you so interested in the Humbers?
Knowing more about them and what happened in the past may help me figure out something that's going on in the present. I'm kind of a detective.
That makes two of us. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
So again, we set the locks to 4, 9, 11, meaning like how they would appear on a clock. So there's 4, 9,
I got
11.
the trunk open.
Great, thank you. Go ahead and take something from it. You deserve a reward.
Okay, well all the items look interesting. It's this one we want to take for something we need to do next. Alright. Now, let's say we go to the trail stop in Cougar Bend to see if we can find any of those petroglyphs. Or just see what else we can find in exploring them. Oh, an arrowhead. Here lies ever lived. Yeah, this person was a very poor speller. Huh, interesting rock. Rattling sound, that means there's a snake nearby. So let's go away and stay away. Oh, some more arrowheads.
Heck, why walk when I can ride?
Another one. So, wow, I've got 4 already.
Heck, why walk when I can ride?
Alright, let's go to the Cougar Bend. Alright, let's see what there is to see here. Oh, another arrowhead. And another. Wow, I got 6 so far. And so, like Mary said, here are some petroglyphs. Guess we'll be needing to... Are they going to be used for something later? Probably. Okay, yes they will, but we don't know yet, so all we can do right now is just look. And let's head back to the ranch now. I've seen all that I need to see and locations for today. Okay, always make sure that when you get back from riding that you take the saddle off Bob and put it back, because otherwise that if you try to leave without putting it back, Tex is going to have a cow. He will have a cow if you try to ride without asking him first, and if you don't put the saddle back after riding.
Uh-oh, better put that back.
Now look, a Cocoa Kringle bar. Ever since they first appeared in Secret of the Scarlet Hand, they've been seen or mentioned in almost every game since. It's like, I think it's the staple chocolate of Nancy Drew. But anyway, I wanted to say, Tex really cares about the horses, I can tell you that. And their welfare.
Jane Nash is Tex's sister.
The same Jane Nash that wrote that threatening letter found in the roll-top desk. Let's see if we can say anything to Tex now.
You still here?
Should I be somewhere else?
Yeah, home in your nice soft Betty Bye. You and your friends.
If you
they
think
ever show
so.
up, you ain't gonna last more than 3 days out here.
Well, I hope you like surprises, Tex, because you're in for one.
City folk can't take living out here. Too rugged, too much work, too dangerous.
I understand you have a sister named Jane Nash.
So what if I do?
Did you know that she used to work for the Raleighs?
No, she didn't. What gave you that idea? Hey, you've been snooping, haven't you? In the Raleigh stuff? In my stuff?
Not really. I mean, not technically.
My business ain't none of your business. And that includes any sisters I may or may not have.
You need to go. I'm busy.
All right, so we've made him mad. If we try to talk to him again, he won't say anything to us. So, well, we did all, like, so much today. Is there anything left we need to do? Yes, there is, in order to make the day end and transcend to nightfall. So what we need to do is go in here in the den. First, we need to look at this.
That's not the right time. Must be broken.
Those 3 locks that we have used on the trunk are also used here. And like the trunk, which I set to clock settings to open it from 4, 9, 11, as in like 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, have to do the same here. And you know, because of this clock image here, and in reference to the clock that's on the mantle. So you have to choose the hands, or choose the locks to the color, to set the locks to the numbers on the clock according to the color to which they correspond. So this is 2 o'clock because that's where blue is set on that clock on the mantle. This is set to 7, and this is noon. And so that opens it. I don't know if you call this a trunk per se, but it is some kind of storage locking container-like place. Oh, pocket watch, MH. So it belonged to Merrill Humber. And to open it, we have to click on these numbers. And this is a random puzzle. It changes every time you play it, but you have to press down these numbers until they stick. One down, then one sticks down, then another to stick down, and then another until they're all pressed down. As I said, they change every time. But what you'll notice is that you're pressing down all of the even numbers. And let's see what it gives us. This. Oh, and a picture of Meryl with Francis. Well, you know what this opens up? This pocket watch. And guess who it belongs to? Or belonged to?
Bingo!
Yup, Francis.
H. Francis Humber?
And look at this. Same exact puzzle as that of in her father's watch. Only in this puzzle, you press down all the odd numbers. And again, like the other clock, it's random. So just push them all down, push them down until you get them all pushed down. Like I said, these puzzles are totally random. They change every time you play them, so you just gotta find one in order. So press one down, find the next button down. It's what you call a memory puzzle, I guess. But this one, you press down the odd numbers. In Meryl's watch, you press down all the even numbers. Oh, look, it's the same picture, but of Francis and Meryl that's in Meryl's pocket watch. But this one is missing his picture.
Green
Bottle under.
Wonder what that means.
Huh, that looks like one half of a message that the other half would finish, but it's missing. Okay, so what else we do? We have to look at everything here in this storage.
This doesn't look like it was ever opened.
No, it doesn't. So let's open it ourselves. Hey, this looks like the cliffs at Cougar Bend with all the petroglyphs. I recognize some of these. So it looks like, yes, this is part of a puzzle that we'll need to use with this map. But we'll find out about that in the next day. And that's part of along with this letter that Dirk wrote to Francis.
As usual, things did not work out like I planned. Just when I get everything fixed
right after he was
for me to
arrested.
go looking for the thing I hid for you and go and get myself arrested. But no matter what you hear, nothing is going to happen to me. I will be fine and we will be together soon, I promise. Meanwhile, you can keep busy by looking for what I hid. Start by using this piece of paper to mark where all the rock pictures are. They will tell you what to do next. Your favorite flowers and the flowers on your favorites, start keeping them in mind too. I will leave a message for you in this here cell, just in case they decide to move me to the jail down in Tumbleweed or something. I like vexing your brain, because when you are thinking real hard, like when you're playing the piano, you are more beautiful than anything in the world. I am sure to be out of here before you find my treasure, but in case I am not, know that it is all yours, and that you are more precious to me than 10,000 treasures put together. 9, 12, 15, 22, 5, 25, 15, 21. Dirk. P.S. I do not and never will hold what your father did to me against you.
Okay, so it looks like in this letter that Dirk wrote to Frances, which she never got, he's talking about leaving a treasure for her, and start with this map that's included with all the petroglyphs, and keep in mind for her favorite flowers and the flowers on your favorites. So looks like that's what we're going to be doing, a treasure hunt in this game. And what does this say? Well, it spells out I love you, and I know that because the numbers here correspond to the letters of the alphabet. So like 25 is Y, because Y is the 25th letter in the alphabet, V is the 22nd, E is the 5th. So yeah, it spells out I love you. And the way he ends this message, I mean, just right before the I love you, more precious to me, sounds like Dirk really loved Frances. All right, now lastly, we must read this. The Journal of Merrill Humber, from the time he became sheriff to the time Frances left home.
July 4th, 1882. Got sworn in as sheriff. It was the 4th, so it's like all them celebrations was for me, which of course they weren't. Frances thought up a song and played it on the piano for me. I forget how it went, but it was pretty. I'm lucky to have her for a daughter. Herbert Shoup come by with a plant he brought from New York, which he called Harrison's Yellow. Right dead to me, but Frances planted it out back, give it some water, and already it looks to be on the mend. She's 17 and can read, write good, knows her numbers. Herbert's thinking to marry her, but I said she ain't of that mind yet. March 30th, 1883. Frances has got eyes for a young man named Dirk. Says he's from Prescott. Cappy says when she plays the piano, this Dirk makes everyone be quiet so he can hear her good. I ain't never seen her smile like she smiles now. I told her to bring him to the ranch for dinner, but he says he won't come because he's too shy. I wonder if that is the truth. April 16th.
Changing his voice, he's mad.
Got a letter from the sheriff over in Phoenix about this Dirk Valentine who's wanted for robbing 2 banks in a stagecoach. Picture with the letter looked just like Dirk and Frances is sweet on. When I showed her the picture, she got tearful and run off. Now, Dirk is gone, and she won't say nothing about where he went. August 2nd, 1883. Dirk Valentine is robbing banks and coaches and trains all over the territory. Frances says he never ever shoots his gun and only steals from people that already got plenty of money. But that ain't true, because some of them trains he robbed was carrying money, meant to pay miners a hard-earned wages. He is nothing but a no-good, greedy outlaw. But Frances gets real mad when I say that. I fear she is still sweet on him, and that she sees him when she knows I am busy, and gets letters from him which she hides from me. September 9th, 1883. Got hold of a note Frances sent to Dirk and saw where they was going to meet. So I got a posse and we caught Dirk, and now he's in jail. The judge is coming next week, and I hear he is a hanging judge, so Dirk most likely ain't long for this world. Frances won't say nothing to me no more, and says she never will again. September 13th, 1883. Dirk sent a secret letter to Frances, which Mason got hold of and given me.
So that's the letter we just opened.
She won't ever read it. Frances ain't allowed to see Dirk in jail, of course. If she never sees his letter, maybe she will think he don't like her no more, and maybe she will stop liking him. Frances' mom would have known what to do better than me. I wish she was still alive. September 17th, 1883. They hung Dirk at noon. I thought I would be glad, but I ain't. September 18th, 1883. Frances took Brownie in my big saddlebag and is gone. She ain't told no one where she's going, not even Cappy. But I know she will forget Dirk, and when she does, she will come home because she's a smart gal. Will figure out that I did what I'd done for her. January 4th, 1884. My sister says her little girl Ellie got a letter that said Francis went east and was not of a mind to ever return. I hope this ain't the truth, because I miss her something awful. June 11th, 1884. The Harrison's yellow, which Francis said was her favorite flower in the world, is just a pile of brown sticks now. I don't know how to look after Doug and things like that. So it is my fault to die. I ain't seen or heard from Francis in a year. I tell people she's on her way home, but in my heart, I know this is a lie. She'll never come back to Shadow Ranch. It is my fault. I'll just have to find a way to live with it.
And you can see here the words are smeared, obviously, from tears he cried as he wrote this. So sadly, the day after Dirk was executed, Francis left Shadow Ranch and never came back. Merrill tried to do what was right, but he wound up wrecking 3 lives, his own, Dirk's, and Francis's. Terribly sad. Alright, now that I've done all that and done the basic chores for the day, especially setting up the campfire, and, you know, gave that to Mary Yazi and even just stopped at the trail stop in Cougar Bend, I should end the day here when I take a few steps back. There we go.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
Yeah. Bad yodeling indeed.
I can't take any more. Where are you going? You can't leave. The Raleighs said we were to have a cookout and entertain our guests.
Yeah, well, I don't call this entertainment. It's worse than whatever that stuff was you cooked.
That was lamb ragout, for your information, and it was great. If you couldn't appreciate it, it's because your taste buds are about as sophisticated as a sand flea's.
I think I'll turn in too. Night, ma'am. Next time, just stick to burgers.
That too, Brute? You see that? You see what I put up with? Day in and day out, I cast my culinary pearls before ungrateful, uncultured swine. Well, I'll show them. I'll write a best-selling cookbook, that's what I'll do. Then I'll get my own TV show, then I'll do a movie, and while they're out here punching cattle, I'll become a Brazilian.
Oh my gosh!
That's it. That's the Phantom Horse. And look what sort of quote-unquote bad luck happens when it passes. Pipes burst. But was it just bad luck? I think not. I don't believe in curses. So, no, I think it's just purpose sabotage.
The horse showed up again?
The pump house blew just as the horse was galloping away.
Oh my, this is awful. Maybe Shorty was right. Maybe that horse is a bad omen.
I'm more inclined to think that someone is using that horse to divert attention.
What do you mean?
It's possible that while everyone's attention was on that horse, someone sabotaged the pump house.
Why on earth would someone sabotage the pump house?
Someone may be trying to chase you off the ranch.
But why?
That I don't know, yet.
You don't think Tex or Shorty or Dave is somehow involved, do you?
It's possible, but I just don't know yet.
Oh my, you might not be safe there.
Maybe we should send her home.
I'll be fine, really. I want to help, and I can help.
Well, it sounds like we could certainly use your help.
Can you think of any reason why someone might want you off the ranch?
No, but I'll tell you what. Ed and I will put our thinking caps on, and if anything comes to us, we'll call you. Have you called the sheriff and told him all this?
Not yet.
Tell her about the storm.
Tell me about the what?
The storms. You need to be careful when you go riding because it can be sunny one minute and pouring down rain the next.
I'll be careful.
Good. And if you have any more questions, just call.
One more thing. Until I figure out what's going on, it would probably be a good idea not to mention my suspicions to anyone at the ranch.
Of course. Keep in touch.
I will. Bye.
All right. Shorty's not here. Let's see what we can look at here.
Mineral deposits?
Oh, look. They're named after things or people in Secret of Shadow Ranch. Sunny June, the previous deputy curator, wrote it. Prudence Rutherford for Rutherford Peak, and Kringle Mountain for Coco Kringle.
Can I help you find something?
No.
No, actually, I pretty much found everything on my own.
For your information, I got those maps because I was hoping there might be a long-lost gold mine or two around here. But like most of my get-rich-quick ideas, it didn't pan out. Apparently, there's no gold left in them thar hills, nor silver or copper or anything else. Now, I don't ever want to catch you in my stuff again. Yes?
I'd like to apologize.
Just proves we're birds of a feather. I've been known to go poking through other people's stuff myself.
Got any chores you want me to do?
Do exactly what you did for me yesterday, and I'll be forever grateful. Start by picking all the ripe stuff in the garden again. Basket's outside.
Have you ever met Mary Yazi?
Course. Nice lady. I mean, for the most part. Gets real unfriendly when the subject of the Rowleys comes up.
Do you know anything about the piece of property she's been trying to buy from the Rowleys?
Well, I know she says she wants to buy it because she feels spiritually drawn to it. But I think she's got something up her sleeve. Oh, Nancy, it's great having you here. I mean, I like to talk, you know? I like to converse, to debate, to discuss.
You like to gossip, don't you?
More than anything. Which isn't a bad thing. People like you and I are fascinated by the human condition, that's all. So, who else do you want to talk about?
Nobody really.
Have you been out to the pump house?
All the water to the ranch house has been cut off. The livestock will still get water from the windmills, but we humans are gonna have to get every single drop of water we use from the faucet in the pump house. And that's gonna be a royal pain. Why can't that darn horse do its cursed thing somewhere else?
I'm inclined to think that someone, not something, is responsible for the damage to the pump house.
I saw the pipe. It was rusted through. That's why it burst.
Yeah.
That and bad vibes from that equine banshee.
Well, I'd better get going.
Pleasure
No,
talking to you.
not bad vibes. Someone did it purposely. I know it. Okay, second day of picking vegetables and doing the eggs, which I'll need to do. Uh-oh, rattling sound. There's a rattlesnake here, but go back inside and come back out again, and it'll be gone. Okay, so another day of ripe vegetables to know what's ripe. Well, all these Romano beans, which are green, they're ripe. And I should tell you, you do this every day that you're here. First time, if you pick vegetables that aren't ripe or if they're overripe, Shorty's not happy, but you get off scot-free for them. But if you do it again, it's second chance for you. I think because they don't want vegetables to go to waste. Now, those look dry and overripe, but they're ripe. But it's easier to tell with beans than tomatoes. Although I think yeah, these are ripe too. It's hard to tell, but these have a little more bright color, these two ivory eggs, than the whitish ones here. So I'll show you. Yep, that should be them all.
It's so hot, I should get these vegetables into Shorty right away.
Pick those vegetables for me yet?
Take a look.
Good for you. Now, if you just fill that egg basket for me again, we'll be all set.
Well, I'd better get going.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay, today that fowl doesn't have any eggs laid that I need to get, so I'll be able to get all 6 easily. I miss a couple. There we go. It's always half a dozen eggs.
Got those eggs for me?
Right here.
Good for you. I need you to do one more thing. It's Tex's birthday. The Raleighs told me to make him a cake. Now, if I make it, he'll throw a fit. But if you make it, he might actually appreciate it. So why don't you dig a cake recipe out of the recipe box and have at it? I don't care when you make it, just so it's done by the end of the day. The icing's already made.
Now we need a canteen of water.
Can I get a canteen of water from you?
You betcha. You're good to go.
Well, I'd better get going.
Drop by anytime.
Well, as long as I'm here, I might as well make the cake now because I can think of just getting this out of the way than other chores I want to do before I can think of going out. Here it is. Oh, it's, looks like it's a recipe that Frances made herself. Probably shared it with Dirk. You may even want to look at this for what 3 teaspoons equal a tablespoon. I think that's in the recipe. It calls for the recipe. It's equal to something. 3 certain measurements is equal to another measurement.
First thing I need to look at cake is a mixing bowl.
All right, so recipe calls 2 sticks of butter, 2 eggs, 5 of 1/3 cup milk. I want to make sure I count this right, so I don't want to distract myself. 2. 4, 5. Okay. 3 pints of flour. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, another big one, 7 1/3 cup of sugar, so I want to count this out carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then lastly, 3 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, when you're done, then you want to back up and choose bake, and you want to choose this cake pan. If you choose the others, which I don't know why they want to give you other options, the recipe, the mixture will spill out and you have to restart. So now you close the oven.
Looks like I'm gonna have to guess how long to cook it and what temperature to use.
Yes, you have to bake at medium temperature for 45 minutes. All right, very good.
Maybe I should try a little, just to be sure.
Yeah, if you miscalculate the ingredients, too little or too much, Nancy, when she tastes it, will comment how bad it tastes and we need to start over. If it's okay, she just cuts to saying, I should put the icing on it.
I should put that icing Shorty made on it.
All right.
What are these?
I made you that flour Frances mentioned in her recipe. I cut all the pieces out of marzipan using her old forms, but I'll be darned if I can figure out how the pieces go.
Okay, and you know it's in the right place because when you have the hand over it, it'll disappear. So this must be one of Frances's favorite flowers. And looks like a tulip.
It's a tulip. What's this?
That's food coloring, so you can paint that marzipan flower.
Yep, it's a tulip. So we have one thing. All right, one chore done. Now let's go talk to Tex to see if we can go riding.
Not that my family's any of your concern, but my sister did work for the Raleighs back in Phoenix. She got fired, she got mad, but she's over it. Okay?
So it's just a coincidence that you ended up working for the Raleighs too?
Of course not. Janie got me curious, so I checked them out and wound up hiring on. They're decent people.
Are you and your sister very close?
Nope. Fact is, my sister can be kind of a flick. I'd have probably fired her too.
Is it okay if I go riding?
Nope. Feed the chickens and the horses in the corral first. Could be fatal if you mess up, so don't.
Has anyone tried going after that phantom horse when it appears?
Nope.
Always something else going on, like Ed Raleigh getting snake bit or the pump house blowing up. Plus, that horse is fast. Probably couldn't catch it anyway.
Do Do you know anything about the treasure that Dirk Valentine supposedly hid for his sweetheart?
Nope.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. Talk to you later.
Just stay out of trouble.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do that chore. Okay, with feeding the horses, each horse gets 4.5 amounts of the mixture. Like if you add up, it adds to 4.5. So, okay, Bob, 2 oats, 1 corn, and 1.5 mixed pellets. Now, these are the oats, and they come out evenly measured, like how they say to do. So, like here I have it measured by increments of 1. So now I have 2 oats, like it calls for. Here's the corn. That comes in increments of half, so I can get 1 corn like that calls for. And the mixed oats here, or wait, mixed pellets, sorry. Mixed pellets are measured in increments of 1.5. So that's 4.5 like I need. Now I'll go ahead and keep it and feed it to Bob. Yeah, if you feed them the wrong ingredients and wrong measurements, when you go back to fill the bucket, if you know it's wrong, the horse will make sounds, but it's okay if nothing happens. So now I gotta feed Clyde and Ace. Clyde calls for 3 oats and 1.5 mixed pellets. All right, keep the bucket. Now let's feed Ace. 1 oats, half corn, 3 mixed pellets. Alright, last thing I need to do is feed the chickens, and I know this is not chicken feed, it's cattle feed, and I know that because of this pink cattle supplement. So so that's for cattle, the pink stuff. This is the chicken feed right here, so I need 2 scoops of that. I always do the horses first, then the chickens. Just easier for me to do. Okay, now I'm gonna pour it down.
Okay, chickens, come and get it.
And since I've done all the feeding chores now, the bucket is no longer in my inventory. I guess if I did the horses after the chickens, once I feed the last horse, then the bucket would go back to the stand and not be in my inventory. But I always do horses then chickens. I don't know, I like to get the horses done first.
Need something?
Now can we go riding?
May I go riding now?
Oh, Bob's all yours. I set up some barrels and a sawhorse so you can do some barrel racing and practice roping. Whenever you're out there, I'll watch you and time you. If you get good enough, like say, you get your time below 10 seconds, and if you can lasso the sawhorse like say, 4 times out of 5, I'll give you your very own lariat. You can practice as much as you want, whenever you want. Just don't go walking off with my rope, because I'll be watching.
Okay, and we'll need the lariat for getting up to high places, including at Cougar Bend, to find all the petroglyphs. Most of them are down where I don't have to get it, but others are. And I'm not going to go out riding Bob right now to places, but just to do those practices. Now, let's do the barrel racing first. That's a little more challenging than the lassoing. I hate it. But
Come on, Bob. Here we go. Yeah, yeah.
9.5. How about that? You did it.
yeah, the trick is you have to when you the trick to this puzzle is to make sure you have below 10 seconds is to make sure you do the turn with Bob not as soon as the arrow appears, but once he gets around almost completely passes the barrel, you go over it, because if you do it too soon, he's gonna almost knock the barrel over, and especially if it happens on the second barrel, you're deducted 5 seconds of penalty, so you can't get below the time. But it's kind of difficult to explain, but I think the trick is to do it, make the turn, not as soon as the arrows appear at the barrel, but almost right before Bob completely passes the barrel. But you have to still do it quick, because if you wait a little too long after he passes the barrel, then you'll be going more than 10 seconds and you'll have to start over. But I always do the barrel racing first because the rope practice is easier to do. And the trick to do this is wait until you get a perfect circle like that.
Gotcha.
Don't throw the rope down, because otherwise you'll miss, but you have to wait till you get a perfect circle before you throw it down. There we go.
Perfect.
If you try to throw it sooner when it's not a perfect circle, then you'll miss. All right.
Perfect.
I only make all these puzzles look easy as I did getting them right the first time, because I've done it so many times for years.
All right. Now I can get my own lariat.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna ride Bob yet, but so I should take the saddle off, put it back. There's one other thing I want to do before I go riding, but at least I want to get the lariat from Tex, since I passed those practices.
Need something?
I did the barrel race in under 10 seconds and rode the sawhorse 4 out of 5 times. Do I get a lariat?
Yep, here you go. I'm kind of surprised, ain't you?
Why?
Figured you'd be good for some laughs out there. You weren't. But there's still hope. This little vacation of yours ain't over with yet.
Talk to you later.
If you last that long.
Alright, so why don't I want to ride yet? Because there's one thing I want to do that will allow me to go to another place, a new place. Notice that Dave is absent, so he has something to do with that. But first I have to
Call the sheriff.
go into the pump house and call the sheriff first.
Hernandez.
Hi, are you the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm staying at Shadow Ranch.
Oh, yeah? I spent a good part of last night out there.
I know. I never got a chance to talk to you.
Is there something I can do for you?
Would it be all right if I looked around in the pump house?
Sure. I'm all done in there. Should have had my deputy take that sign down. Mind my asking why you want to look around? Wait a minute. Dave told me about you. You're the girl detective.
Amateur detective.
I don't know. Dave seemed to be real impressed with you. In more ways than one, I might add.
Do
Really?
you know most of the men who work at Shadow Ranch?
I know them all. That doesn't mean I'm best buddies with them, but it's a pretty small world out here. I've either known or known of those boys for years.
And they're all stand-up guys, as far as you know?
I vouch for every single one of them.
Thanks for your help.
You bet.
Alright, let's go in.
Looks like the pipe was pretty badly corroded.
Oh look, another arrowhead. Well, there is more to explore here. It looks like a secret passage. Let's go explore it. Hey, goes somewhere. Dave?
Well, where did you come from?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you, but what are you doing?
Well, see, I'm looking for Dirk Valentine's treasure.
How long have you known about it?
Couple of years. See, my great Aunt Ellie was Frances Humber's cousin. When she died, she left me a bunch of stuff, including an old letter she'd gotten from Frances. In the letter, Frances
that must
said
be the letter that
Valentine
Merrill
hid a
mentioned in
bunch
his
of
journal
lips
his sister
somewhere and
got
wanted
from her
Frances
little
to
girl
find it
Ellie.
by following the clues he left for her. Frances was real smart, see. Loved puzzles. Played the piano pretty good, too. Anyway, after Valentine met his end, Frances was too broken-hearted to care about some treasure. She told Aunt Ellie that if she could find it, she could keep it. I also found this picture. That's Frances's father.
There's the
Sheriff
missing
Merrill
half of the
Humber.
picture from
There's something
Frances's
written on the
pocket
back.
watch.
Stairs to cellar.
And the other half of the
That's
message.
Frances's handwriting. Looks like the other half of the message got torn off. I was hoping that the treasure might be under the stairs in here, but no such luck.
So that's the missing half of the picture and the message. So the full message must say green bottle under stairs to cellar. Interesting.
How long have you been digging around down here?
About a week. Mostly late at night or whenever I could sneak away. I come and go through a secret entrance. These stairs lead to a secret door behind the bookcase in the den.
The Raleighs never mentioned a secret door.
The Raleighs don't know. I was afraid that if I told them, they'd... See, my brother's dead broke. No job, health's bad. I was thinking if I could just find the treasure...
I understand, but now I'm in kind of an awkward position.
I know, and I'll tell them, I swear, soon as they come back. They got enough on their minds right now.
What about all the accidents that have been happening around here lately?
I don't know anything about that horse or any of the other stuff that's been going on around here, I swear. Now, if you'll pardon me, I need to tend to my chores.
No, wait, you don't have to leave. Acid. Wonder what somebody's been using that for.
To corrode the pipes, perhaps. Huh.
Something's missing.
Could this be a handbag that belonged to Frances? Well, we have to go out here because...
Maybe the message on the pictures refers not to the stairs to the den, but to these stairs.
Okay, so the trick is we have to move this out of the way. There it is, the green bottle under the stairs to cellar.
There's something inside.
I am glad that you are getting your picture painted wearing your favorite shawl. It will be a beautiful painting because you look beautiful in that shawl. I forget the name of the stitch you used to make it, but I think it is amazing that you learn how to knit a whole shawl just by reading one book. Wish I could put my mind to things like you can. I am also glad that you like the handbag that I got you.
So it is her handbag.
On account of the pretty picture the beads made. I want to know all the things that you like so that I can make sure you always have them. I figure that way you'll always want me around. Meet me on Friday at noon by the Big Picture Rock. I love you, Dirk. Remember when we were in Cappy's eating the crackers he ordered special from California, and you said that from then on the crackers would be your favorite because they would always remind you of me? Well, I met a trader yesterday who had a whole wagon full of them, and I bought you 4 tins. I also bought a rock from you because this rock has been polished to show a picture that looks just like the landscape on one of our meeting places. He called it an agate and said that the picture was made by nature, but it looks so real I could hardly believe it. I am thinking of a way to surprise you with it because it is as special as you are. I will meet you Tuesday at 3 by the 3-armed cactus. Your father has people watching for me all over the county. I guess you got some of your smartness from him. I love you, Dirk.
Cute love letters.
Still don't know how you got a whole cake out to our last meeting place like you did, but it was the best thing I ever ate. And the prettiest too, what with that fancy flour you put on it. Now I think it is the best cake recipe in the world too. But nothing is as good as getting a letter from you. Whenever I see a flower like the one on your favorite letter paper, I think of you. I only steal from people who have plenty of money to begin with and deserve to be robbed. But if I could start over, I would forget about them and be a rancher or a farmer or miner or shopkeeper or whatever you wanted me to be, just so we could always be together. Be at Charlie's grave at sunset this Thursday. I love you.
Okay, so these love letters are clues referencing some of Francis's favorite things and the flowers on them. So that'll be part of the treasure hunt of us looking for the treasure that he hid for her. Let's call Bess and George and tell them everything, because we do need to ask them for help with one thing.
Hello? Where are you guys? You've got to get out of here. I saw the Phantom Horse last night.
Know what we saw last night? The inside of a motel room in St. Louis.
Tell me you're joking.
Our plane finally took off at 7 last night. We didn't call you because we wanted to surprise you. Only the next thing we knew, we were being diverted to St. Louis on account of bad weather. So the airline put us up at a motel. But when we came back to the airport this morning, guess what?
You're fogged in.
We're fogged in. I have never seen fog this thick. Visibility 3 feet top. You can barely drive in this stuff, let alone land and take off. Let's change the subject. So you saw the Phantom Horse?
Last night, right after the campfire, this glowing horse appeared out of nowhere, then went galloping away. And right after that, the main pipe in the pump house sprang a leak.
Another case of bad luck? I think not.
So while everyone's attention was on the horse, someone sabotaged the pump house. First the rattlesnake, now this. Yikes.
Has either of you two ever read anything by an author named Charlene Purcell? She writes romance novels that take place in the Old West.
That rules me out. I saw her on a talk show once. She seemed kind of full of herself. Why do you ask?
I had to call her in order to open this old trunk at Mary Yazi's. She knows a lot about the people who used to live at Shadow Ranch.
I bet I know more about 19th century clothing design than she does.
I found a half-burned note that had a bunch of gibberish on it in the fire pit.
Gibberish? Like a code?
That could be why someone tried to burn it, so no one else at the ranch would ever know what it said.
Maybe it was about the sabotage.
That's just what I was thinking.
So just find a way to decode that message, and you'll be all set.
Would you believe I found a letter that Dirk Valentine wrote to Frances Humber?
No way.
It was locked up in his chest that belonged to her father, and the letter was never opened. According to his journal, her father intercepted it and locked it away before Frances could read it.
So did you read it? Of course you did. I mean, you better have.
It said that Dirk hid a bunch of his loot somewhere.
Ooh, I love it when outlaws hide loot, don't you? What's the letter say?
Well, evidently Dirk wanted Frances to have the loot he'd stashed, so he set up this elaborate treasure hunt for her. The letter contained all sorts of weird, obscure clues to help her find what he'd hidden.
But if the letter was never opened, Frances couldn't have found the treasure.
Yep, and I think that's the motive, what someone is doing with this Phantom Horse, trying to scare everyone off the ranch just to look for the treasure.
They want to be the ones to find it.
We're stuck here when we could be there with you looking for hidden loot? That doesn't, George.
We're suing the airline and the airport.
Have I told you about the cowboys that work for the Raleighs?
No, and believe me, I've been meaning to ask.
Well, Dave Gregory, he's the foreman, and he's very cute, Bess.
Wouldn't you know it?
Anyway, I caught him secretly digging around in his cellar. He knows about Dirk Valentine's treasure, too.
What about the other cowboys?
Shorty the cook admitted that he's been checking out the area around Shadow Ranch for lost gold mines.
Has he found any?
He says no.
But if he's lying, and he found gold on the Raleigh property, he could be sabotaging stuff at the ranch to chase off Aunt Bet and Uncle Ed so he can have all the gold for himself. Better keep an eye on it, Nancy.
I found a green bottle with a bunch of love letters from Dirk to Frances inside.
Love letters? I love
letters.
Was there anything in them about the loot he stashed for her?
No, but there are references to some of her favorite things. And since the letter that Dirk wrote to her from jail mentions that her favorite flowers will help her find the treasure,
they might help you figure out what they are. We're stuck here while you get to read love letters? Okay, George. We're suing the airline, both airports, and the weather service.
I found an old beaded handbag that may have belonged to Frances Humber.
Was there anything in it?
No, but if it's the bag that Dirk mentioned in one of his love letters, it could hold some sort of clue.
What does it look like?
Well, there's a bird on it, but the beads have completely fallen off this one section. However, it does have the name of the manufacturer at the bottom. It was made by the Chicago Mercantile Company back in 1881.
That's one of the companies in my book. Is there anything else on it?
Yeah, some kind of number. HB3941.
Maybe that's what E pattern it is. There's a bunch of phone numbers in this book. Maybe we can track down the pattern for you.
That'd be great. Like I said, it could be pretty important. Especially if the part that's missing turns out to have something to do with flowers.
We'll get right on it.
That's it for now.
Have fun. Wish you were here.
Kidding. Alright, let's go back up, see if we can talk to Dave
Looks like I'm back
since
in
then.
again.
Well, among the items are web things that we can, websites we can look at is knitting stitches. Oh, look at this one, a daisy stitch. The one named after a flower. So is that what Francis has in this picture?
The daisy stitch.
Okay, so a daisy, that's another flower. So we've got, so far, Meryl's journal mentioned the Harrison's rose. So we got that, the tulip from the cake, and the daisy stitch. Daisy from the daisy stitch. Now we just need to know the others.
Hello, Nancy. Guess I'm gonna be blushing every time I see you now.
Because of that cellar thing, you don't have to be embarrassed. As long as you level with the Raleighs like you said you would.
Actually, I'm kind of glad you came by. Something I need you to do for me, if you wouldn't mind.
You bet.
This chicken coop's been a thorn in my side ever since I got here. The wire I need to fix the hole in the fence was supposed to be delivered today. But it's not here yet, and the Raleighs just called and asked me to run an errand for them tonight. So if you could keep an eye out for that chicken wire and patch that hole as soon as it gets here, the chickens and I'd really appreciate it.
Will the wire get here before it gets dark?
Doesn't look that way. But you still have to put it up, even if it means working at night. Just be sure to wear gloves. I'll leave my pliers out. If you have to do it at night, that's okay. There should be plenty of moonlight. You'll be able to see fine. Just make sure it gets done. Because if it doesn't, the coyotes are going to have themselves one heck of a banquet. And you're going to be in a lot of hot water.
No problem.
Now, is there something I can do for you?
How long have you
Yeah,
worked
if
here?
you
About as long as the Raleighs
if you
have
don't
lived
do
here.
it, the
Now, 3 months,
chickens
I
will
guess.
get eaten and you
I went
get
there
kicked
for a
off the
time.
ranch.
First me, then Tex, then Shorty.
That Shorty sure likes to talk, doesn't he?
He does his job and he does it good. As far as I'm concerned, that's all that's important.
May I see that letter you said Francis Humber wrote to your great aunt?
Sure, got it right here. When I heard you were a detective, I started keeping it on me. Thought you might snoop through my stuff or something.
Thanks for letting me see it. Dearest cousin
Oh,
Ellie,
there's she said
my
favorite
beloved
letter
Bert is
paper,
no
so
more.
there's that
I
flower.
shall
I think it's a
never see you
lily.
again. And now you will never see me again, for I am on my way east, there to spend the rest of my life. I will never return to the territory of Arizona, not even when my father, whom I despise with every part of my being, has left this earth.
Sounds like she never forgave her father after
Dirk told me that
Dirk
he
was
had
arrested
something
and
great
executed.
value, and that when all was in place, he would start me in pursuit of it. He was forever inventing fanciful ways to tax my brain, and was quite clever himself. Then, thanks to my father, he was arrested. Perhaps he wrote me from jail, and his note was lost.
I guess she didn't care that he was an outlaw. She
But
loved
he
him
never
as
told
much
me
as
how
he
to
loved
find
her.
what he had hidden, and I am too heartsick to care. If you can somehow find it, it's yours, my dear young cousin. Know too that I miss you terribly and always, always will. Francis. P.S. Enclosed is a picture of the vilest man ever born.
So she sent her cousin that picture that she tore out of her pocket watch of her father, calling him the vilest man ever born.
Where was the jail that Dirk Valentine stayed in after he was arrested? Do you have any idea?
Probably the one over in Dry Creek. It's a ghost town now. But the jailhouse and a couple other old buildings are still standing. At least they were last I saw.
Could you tell me how to get there?
On your way to Mary Yazi's, look for the trail on your left that heads towards Shadow Mountain and stay on it till you get there. It's about an hour and a half's ride. This got something to do with the treasure?
It might.
Well, let me know if you need anything else.
I'll let you get back to work.
Take care.
Well, before I go, I'm gonna go riding. I want to ask Shorty if he knows anything about the treasure.
Miss Nancy, how may I be of service?
What do you know about the treasure that Dirk Valentine supposedly hid around here for Francis Humber to find?
If I thought there was a snowball's chance in Tampa that Valentine had stashed any of his loot here, I'd be tearing this place apart. Why? What do you know about it?
Nothing really. But what makes you so sure he didn't stash any of his loot here?
When I heard that rumor, I started reading everything about Dirk Valentine I could get my hands on. But the more I read, the more it sounded like he suckered Frances into believing he'd hidden something for her, just to give people something to talk about when he was gone.
Well, I'd better get going.
Drop by anytime.
Okay, let's ask Tex if we can go riding now. So I want to go to the ghost town.
Need something?
May I go riding again?
Yep.
Talk to you later.
Just stay out of trouble.
Come on, Bob.
Oh, but now that I have the lariat, I'm going to go to Cougar Bend and put in those petroglyphs, like how they appear on the map.
Mary Yazi.
Okay, if I click up close, it'll show where to go. Now, notice that there are some spots lighter than others because those are where the petroglyphs go. No, okay. Yes, it's going to spell out something, and you'll know what it is when you're done. Okay. Okay, and it's a good thing we have the lariat because we need to get up there. Wait till it forms a perfect circle.
Yes.
Okay, can't get in there yet. No. Okay, I need one more. Oh, another arrowhead. Wonder what I'll need all these arrowheads for. Oh, look, that one looks like a V. Keys.
Happy's more plain.
Now let's go to Dry Creek.
just a bird.
Okay, this looks like the jailhouse.
Yikes! The walls in there look like they could fall down any second. It's locked. So much for finding out what dirt left in the cell for Francis.
Is that another arrowhead? Oh, scorpion. Gotta step away. Huh. That looks like some kind of crank. Let me go back. Maybe it'll be gone now. Well, this looks like Cappy's, but can't get in. Well, I guess I'll have to call the sheriff then, so I can get in there. Strange symbols.
I'm getting a definite feeling.
Yeah, I think there's someone here. Let's go to Mary's. In fact, I should see if Bess and George maybe sent an email about the bead pattern. Okay, yeah. Ooh,
That wasn't there before.
this looks like a petrified wood sample, and a very big one at that. I guess I'll ask Mary if she has any beads for
Hi,
me.
can I help you with something? That's a pretty big hunk of petrified wood over there. Where'd you get it? A friend of mine found it when he was clearing land for a new house. I told him I'd share whatever I got for it with him. Be sure to check out the jewelry display. I just got some real nice pieces in. Do you know anything about the treasure Dirk Valentine supposedly buried somewhere around Shadow Ranch? I know it's a lot of hogwash. What makes you so sure? If I had $1 for every lost mine or buried treasure story I've heard in the 30-odd years I've lived here, I'd have 10 horses, 2 cars, and possibly my own helicopter. It's nothing but a tall tale. Trust me. I'd like to recreate the beadwork that was on this bag. Only it looks like I need a lot of different beads. Beads, huh? Let me see what I can do. While I do this for you, why don't you finish that display for me? The one behind you. Sounds good.
Okay, so categorize them blue, red, green, and from left to right you have to arrange them in size from smallest to largest. So let me do all the blue ones. Okay, so that's a medium, extra large, extra large. Okay, making sure. Okay. Large. Extra large, okay, extra medium. Medium, large, extra large, okay. Medium. Okay, small, medium, and no, small, medium. All right, extra large, large. Okay, small, extra large, medium. Okay, so all the blues should be done. So now I'm going to go on the red, large, extra large, and see what. Okay, large, extra small, large. Okay, extra small, large, small, medium, large. Let's see, large. All right, extra large. Extra small, extra large, medium, all mediums, huh? Okay, extra small, extra large, extra large. So, alright. Extra small, medium, large, medium, extra large, medium, extra large, large, small, okay.
There, that looks right.
All right.
Hi.
All done. Any luck finding those beads?
Here, try these.
Great, thanks. I saw you riding earlier near Shadow Ranch. Do you ride around there a lot?
You're mistaken. Shadow Ranch is private property. I never ride there. You must have seen somebody else.
Whoever I saw was riding a Palomino that looked just like yours.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me. So don't go telling people you saw me trespassing, because you didn't. Excuse me.
Okay, I've made her mad, so she's not gonna talk to me for a while. Okay, I'm gonna look at that email again for the bead pattern and work on it. Okay, yellow, black, red corners 4 times, red, white, red with pink corners. Okay, just click on this part. Okay.
Perfect.
That flower looks like a poppy.
Like a poppy.
Before I forget, I'm gonna call the sheriff, ask so I can get into the place.
Hernandez.
Hello, Sheriff. It's Nancy Drew again.
Hello, Nancy. What can I do for you?
I noticed that you put a lock on one of the buildings in the ghost town.
Yeah, the support beams in there are about to go. I was afraid some dumb tourist would knock into one of them and bring the thing down, and I'd wind up having to dig them out.
If I'm real careful, do you think I could have the combination?
It's just an old shack. There's nothing to see in there.
I'm just curious. Amateur detective, remember? I'll lock the place back up when I'm done.
Well, you swear you'll be careful.
I'll be extremely careful, I promise.
Let's see, where did I put that combination? Here we go. 9, 2, 6,
7-4.
Thanks for your help.
Anytime.
Before I forget, let's call Charlena and ask her if she knows who Pappy might be.
Charlene at Purcell's office.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. May I please speak to Miss Purcell?
She told me to put you right through. She even told me to make sure you didn't have to listen to that recording again. You really rave.
Hello, Nancy. So what have you discovered?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask her first about Dry Creek because this question only comes around once. If you ask her about something else, the question won't be there anymore. So I'm gonna ask her
Do
now.
you know anything about Dry Creek?
Dry Creek, closest town to Shadow Mountain. Population at its peak, 370. Leading citizen was Cappy Munger. His establishment contained the only piano within 50 miles. Frances, being as smart as she was, taught herself how to play it. That's apparently how she met Dirk. He heard her composing a song one day and fell in love on the spot.
I came across
How
a
romantic.
reference to someone whom Dirk referred to as Pappy.
Probably his father, Casimir Valentine. He was a blacksmith over in Prescott.
Would Francis have known who he was?
Oh, yes. Dirk worshipped his father. Which is ironic, because by the time Dirk was arrested, his father had pretty much disowned him out of shame.
I came across something that looks like a very old token and has the words Dry Creek Merchants on it.
Sounds like of a piece of Dry Creek script. It was sometimes used in mining towns like Dry Creek in place of currency. Does it have a denomination on it?
It says 1.5 cents.
Probably used for games.
You mean like gambling?
I'm sure it was sometimes used for gambling, but I'm talking about mechanical games. Believe it or not, they had some very primitive arcade-type games back in the 1880s. Some were quite entertaining, especially for a cent and a half.
Talk to you soon.
I'll be waiting.
Okay. Now let's go back to Dry Creek and go into Cappy's. I guess where it said Pappy's name, we have to put beneath Cappy's keys. The piano, we have to put Cashmere's name in the piano. Okay, 9, 2, 7, 4.
Even the crumbs are crisp. Interesting.
Okay, here's the piano. Wait.
Looks like someone's been hanging out in here.
Okay, so password, Cashmere. I hate these kinds of puzzles. You click one, they move a lot of the others around. Oh, fiddlesticks. Dang it.
Take your forks and a crank to the BDI's ranch and make sure you see what's below. When you stick the forks in and give it a spin, off toward my treasure you'll go.
Take your forks. Maybe those tuning forks we saw at Mary's place. And it said BDI's ranch. Yes, I saw something. This right here, it spells BD something right here. Oh.
I'll bet Dirk Custom made this, which means I better not go messing around in there. I saw a design just like that in Capitol. Maybe I'm supposed to do something with it there.
So must be put the tuning forks in there. So let's go to Mary's and ask if we could borrow them.
If I ask, maybe Mary will let me borrow these.
Hi, can I help you with something?
I noticed some tuning forks over there. Would it be okay if I borrowed them for a while?
Tell you what, if you go out and find me 10 arrowheads for this display I'm working on, I'll give them to you for free. You can put them in this.
I already have 10
So
arrowheads.
it was the reason we collected all those arrowheads.
You do. It looks like I only need 9 to finish this display. So here, keep this arrowhead. Thanks for your help, Nancy. Those tuning forks are all yours.
It was great talking to you.
Ride safely.
Okay.
This outline reminds me of something.
Okay, and then what we do is... Oh, yeah, here's the crank we found earlier in the place. No. Now we put the tuning forks here so that they spell out Francis. And turn the crank.
Now go and peek beneath Zebra Rock, but you'll need a magnet what's there to unlock.
Huh, Zebra Rock. Is that stripe rock I saw at the trail stop? Well, let's go check it out. Don't have a magnet, though. Guess we'll have to get one from the house. In fact, I'm going to stop at Mary's Gifts, not to go in, but I need a place with a signal because I want to call Charlena to see if we can ask her about those crackers that have the slogan, even the crumbs are crisp, that we saw in Cappy's. Okay, uh-oh, the snake's still there, so let's go. Gotta get the magnet anyway.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew.
Say no more. Hello, Nancy. What's the latest?
Would you happen to know the brand name of crackers back in the 1880s whose slogan was "Even the crumbs are crisp"?
Not offhand, but I certainly can find out. Details like that are why so many of my books have won awards for historical accuracy. Have you read any of my books?
Will you still find out about the crackers if I say no?
Of course I will. I realize that my novels aren't everyone's cup of tea. But it wouldn't hurt to at least give them a try, would it?
No. In fact, I'll pick one up first chance I get.
And I'll send you the name of those crackers, first chance I get.
Talk to you soon.
Look forward to it.
I'm gonna look at the other websites. It's not necessary, but I kind of want to get rid of that notification on my phone. Because it's like it's this one, they never stop. Harrison's yellow. It's cattle bred. Is that why I'm seeing all those symbols in Dry Creek? These with these weird pictures. No, guess I've done all I can for today. So let's head back to the ranch.
That looks like Mary Yazi. And
Tex? Be sure to remove this. All right. Kelleher. All right, so sunflower crackers. I think that should be all of the flowers then. Let's see, the Harrison's yellow, the lily on the letter, the daisy in her shawl, tulip on her cake, the poppy on her handbag, and the sunflower crackers. Okay. I think day should end soon when I go. Yep. Before I...
Tex must have turned the horses out for the night.
Before I go to the chicken coop to repair it, I want to go inside. Talk to Shorty.
That's a great-looking cake you made, Nancy. Go get Tex and we'll eat it. Dave can help himself when he gets back. Go find Tex so we can eat that cake.
Right.
Well, he's not here. I mean, this is something I only discovered you could do a few years ago, but you have to do it before you start to repair the chicken coop. Otherwise, if you go back into the house, coyotes will come and you're in hot water, like Dave said. So I'm gonna try to repair the chicken coop. Hate this puzzle. Okay, so when you don't see him.
That doesn't go there.
When you'll know it's correct when you can't move the piece anymore. All right.
That looks right.
All right, one more.
There.
Sorry, coyotes. No chicken dinner for you tonight. Well,
They're glowing. That powder
is that what makes the horse glow too? Speak of the devil, here it comes. Oh, so that's why there was an electrician's manual in the Cappies. Someone's living there as a part of an accomplice with the saboteur here on the ranch. Was finding that was the next thing to do.
Power lines going to the ranch house.
Cut the wires.
Were otherwise disconnected from the house.
So that's why the manual was there, like I said.
We have a generator. It's pretty noisy, but it sure beats the alternative. But listen to this. When I was exploring the ghost town, I got this powdery stuff all over my gloves. And last night, when it was dark, my gloves were glowing.
Glowing? Like the horse?
Exactly like the horse. Maybe it glows because someone rubbed some kind of phosphorescent powder all over it.
And if you found that stuff in the ghost town, that must be where he or she has been hanging out.
Which is why I think I'll go back out there first chance I get. And another thing, Dave was suspiciously absent during all the excitement last night.
You better be careful, Nancy. If he and whoever's out at the ghost town are working together, they may decide you're a threat.
But it'd sure be nice if you two were here with me.
Well, the fog is finally lifted, and they say we will definitely get out of here today. What they won't say is when.
That's it for now. Oh, and thanks for sending me that bead pattern.
Thanks for giving us something to do. Bye.
Okay, talk to Shorty. Probably gonna do chores again. Oh, here's a magnet we can take.
Nancy, I figured after last night you'd be long gone. I know I would be if I were you.
When the power company turned off the power, did they say when they'd be out to fix the lines?
No, They had no idea when they'd be able to send somebody out here. And if that generator goes, I could be cooking in the dark for days, weeks. Well, not weeks, because no way am I staying here that long. I'm so freaked out now, I'm not sure I can last one more day.
You can't leave, Shorty. That's exactly what whoever's behind all these accidents wants.
Listen to you. Cool, calm, optimistic. I'm a wreck and you're a rock. Of course, you're also dead wrong and totally deluded. But I'm still impressed.
Want me to do anything before I go riding?
Same old, same old. If you bring me all the ripe stuff from the garden, I'll give you a basket to fill up with eggs. And once you're done with that, you'll be good to go.
Well, I'd better get going.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay.
That horseshoe wasn't there before. Maybe the ghost horse threw it while it was running away last night.
Okay, so we got these Northern Light tomatoes that are ripe, and more of these, and then all of these.
It's so hot, I should get these vegetables into Shorty right away.
Now, the first time you pick vegetables, I mean, it's at least the first time you pick unripe or overripe vegetables, Shorty gets mad, but you're get off scot-free. If you do it again, though, you're out the door.
Pick those vegetables for me yet?
Take a look.
But thankfully, I've memorized which vegetables are ripe for each of the 3 days.
Egg basket for me again. We'll be all set.
Well, I'd better get going.
Drop by anytime.
Okay. Okay, got 5 eggs. One is with this pecky hen. So I have to go back inside and then out again to get rid of her. Maybe she should peck on someone her own size. Pardon the pun, but it works. I guess, yeah, that's... Now you know what... Now Nancy knows what it's like to be henpecked. Okay, here we go.
Got those eggs for me?
Right here.
Good for you. Anything I can do for you now?
Could I get a canteen of water from you?
You betcha. You're good to go.
Well, I'd better get going.
Drop by anytime.
Do you think I could have a piece of cake?
Sure. Help yourself. Tex really liked it, by the way.
I'll let someone else eat the last piece.
Alright, let's ask Tex if we can go riding. Probably Candy's probably got another chore for us, though. At least we've gotten the worst of it over.
Need something?
Is it okay if I go riding?
Nope. I took a bride in the barn, oiled the pieces, and left them in that can on the shelf. You can't ride till you get the bride put back together right. I put the bit next to the can.
I found a horseshoe outside that wasn't there yesterday. I was thinking that maybe the phantom horse threw it. It's got a rock wedged in it.
So it does. Looks like the kind of rock you'd find out by the ghost town.
So, you've been out to Dry Creek?
Yep, last time I was out there, my horse acted real strange. He even tried to throw me. It was like he saw something I couldn't. Something new. Something that was telling him to stay away.
You're not suggesting he saw a ghost, are you?
I'm just telling you what I know. You don't want to hear what I got to say, then quit asking me stuff.
Did I see you and Mary Yazi riding together?
Me and Mary Yazi? Of course not. Why, and said more than 10 words to her since I got here. You're imagining things.
Talk to you later.
If you last that long.
Okay, the bridle's right in here.
Okay, there's the headstone. Now, let's see. That looks right.
Yeah, everybody's wondering how I can do that with nothing there at the bottom, but that's because I've memorized where each piece goes.
I'm getting there.
And you'll know you're correct because it's in place.
This goes here.
And then finally this one.
Perfect.
Need something?
I put that bridle back together. Now may I go riding?
Yep.
Talk to you later.
Yahoo.
Yeah, and we said to Bess and George we'll go back to the ghost town first chance we get, so I'm going to do that now.
Good boy. Huh?
Okay, let's go back inside. Oh, it's
The
gone.
stuff I saw in here before is gone. Looks like I scared somebody off. Maybe this is the key to the jail cell. I'm in the jail cell. I'll bet that's the key.
Well, let's at least lasso the chair up so that the key wouldn't fall down that hole. We'll be trapped in here forever. Gotta wait till it's a perfect circle again. Alright. So
These
gonna
old bricks must be good for something.
need the bricks to toss the key. But before I do that, here's the message Dirk left in the cell. So, just like in that first letter, even though these are just scratch marks, they're numbers, and they correspond to letters of the alphabet. So, they spell out in letters
So far, so good. I'm getting there.
Bank,
Very good.
lamp.
Underbank lamp.
And I got that. You just type in the correct letter, and when it's correct, it'll proceed to the next letter. And sometimes Nancy will comment then when you're doing it right. So check under the bank lamp once we get out of here. Okay, I think you can do it. This choice is the angle. There we go. And we gotta lasso it back. Come to mama.
Come to mama.
All right.
Whoever probably must have dropped this.
To hide a message, take the last two letters of a word, reverse them, and then add them to the start of the word. Use these pictures in place of the word. Anyone talks about this, they get a load of buckshot.
This looks like code to interpret that message I found in the fire pit. Let's see what it says. Oh, this is something else I gotta mention about the inventory. You have different options on how to look at them. Eye means you can look up something at close, zooms in at the screen. With the hand icon that are just in the hands, you only just pick them up. With these, you look up close. With others, you just pick up, but then there's selection for all of them. So now let's look at this. Okay, it says, so the code interprets to, we'll need more supplies. If ranch is not soon, check message Mesa again. Dirk might have hidden it right under sheriff nose. So that means the saboteur is definitely from the ranch. If they tried to burn it, they didn't do a great job. Alright, let's go to the bank. Here we go.
There's a letter down there.
Did you know you can play some games more than one way? If you can, then I'll tell you how. Use the ring that's the twin of Ellie's, your cousin, in Kathy's fun machine now.
Alright. Then let's go back to the ranch. So let's go back to the ranch and ask Dave if his great aunt left him a ring. I'm gonna take the saddle off, put it back. Don't want to get in trouble with Tex.
Hello, Nancy. Thanks for fixing that fence. What can I do for you?
I'm pretty sure I saw Yazi riding on the Raleigh's property. Have you ever seen her riding around here?
Can't say as I have, but then most of my duties require me to stay close to home. Tex, he's the one you ought to ask.
Did your great aunt by any chance leave you a ring?
Sure did. It was her most prized possession. In fact, I got it right here. Seems to me Aunt Ellie said Frances had one just like it. I keep it on me for good luck.
I know this is a lot to ask, but do you think I could borrow it for a while?
Borrow it? What for?
It's kind of a long story.
Just take care of it, okay?
That's a big favor he's given us.
Last time I was in the ghost town, somebody clobbered me over the head and locked me up in the old jail.
That's terrible. Did you see who did it?
No, but I have a sneaking suspicion it may be bank robbers who've been using the town to lie low.
You shouldn't go there anymore, Nancy. Something bad's obviously going on, and you should just stay away. And call the sheriff, of course.
I'll let you get back to work.
See you later.
Okay, let's go back to Dry Creek with the ring.
Need something?
May I go riding again?
Oh, Bob's all yours.
Talk to you later.
Yahoo!
Come on, Bob.
But before I go back to Dry Creek, I want to go back to Mary's place. I want to play that game again to get another token because we need it for something in Dry Creek, and that's what the ring is for as well.
Another piece of Dry Creek script.
So I just want to get enough tokens to play the game because you may not always win the first time. I'll show you what that game is. Let me see if I can talk to Mary about anything.
Hi, can I help you with something? Tex told me about, you and him.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of tricked him into telling me.
Don't believe it. He swears me to secrecy, then goes blabbing it to some teenager? Oh well, it was bound to come out sometime.
And by it, you mean...
We're in love.
You're
What's
what?
the big deal?
You're what?
Wait a minute. He didn't tell you anything, did he? You tricked me. Oh, you're good.
So that's why she was at the ranch earlier.
Is that what you were doing on the ranch when I saw you, meeting Tex?
Yes. See, Tex knows the Raleighs and I have been arguing about that property I want to buy. He's afraid if the Raleighs find out about us, they'll think he's collaborating with the enemy and fire him.
The Raleighs wouldn't do that.
I think the real reason Tex wants to keep it a secret is because he's got this rough, tough loner thing
Yeah,
going.
that makes
I
sense.
think the idea of changing his image scares him.
Knowing Tex, that does make sense.
Anyway, Tex and I are in love. We tried to keep it a secret. and we
She
blew
sounds
it.
kind of nonchalant about
We're
it,
a
saying,
city
we
slicker.
blew it.
We got a lot of country smarts.
So that's why she was secretive earlier.
Why are you so interested in buying that property from the Raleighs?
There's a whole bunch of petrified wood on it. Tex discovered it. Every so often, he'll bring some pieces in, and I'll use it in my jewelry or try to sell it.
By secretive, what I meant was that she, the way she sounded evasive about, or hesitated, and then tried to change the subject, talking about who brought the piece of petrified wood into her store. Obviously Tex did. So, didn't want to give anything away.
It was great talking to you. Thanks for stopping by.
Alright, now let's go back to Dry Creek. Okay, so the tokens you need for this game right here. So, while this game says you have to make 4 of the meanest, roughest, toughest members of the gang in the West, the ring changes it so you have to make nice characters. So now I'm gonna pull the lever. Okay, you press down on the ones you want to keep, because obviously we need to keep the good guys. And you may not always win this, which is why I sometimes play with more tokens, or it's a better idea to save your game and then load it again from where you saved it. So I'm just going to play to see if I'm going to win. If I don't, just try again.
If I keep playing, I'm bound to win eventually.
Alright, only a couple of tries and I win. A key. Wonder what it opens. Well, there's still another unfinished task for me to do. That's with the zebra rock at the trail stop using the magnet. Hopefully now that snake is gone. Okay, now if you remember that pamphlet in Mary's shop, there mentions symbols that colors that match up that meant to go with each of these elements. With blue and green is copper, silver is silicon, orange red is iron, and then purple pink is manganese. However, these boards are in the way. Now, you can still, what you're supposed to do is use the magnet to drag them to the spot. Although it's possible to do it while these boards are in the way, but if I back away and then return to the rock 4 or 5 times, then the boards will be gone and make it easy for me to see what I'm doing by moving the metal pieces. So I'm going to just back away and walk forward again. Okay, finally, I cut out those parts where I went back, forward and back again repeatedly, but now this should be easy with the magnet, putting them in the right places. So you just put the metal pieces with the symbols on them into the appropriate colorful locations. Okay, copper. Rarely do I have can I do it in one clean sweep with the metal piece staying under the magnet. Okay, now silicon is left. right. It looks like the key will go to this box. But now we have to set it to the flowers, all of Francis's favorite flowers. So there's 6 of them. Sunflower goes there. Up here will be a poppy. A lily. Tulip. Daisy, and then the last one in the center will be the Harrison's yellow. Yep, and that's what I need this key for.
If you hope this task to ever complete, you must wind her up so she'll move her feet. On the paper you got when you first began, draw lines between the pictures shown here. If you draw them in order, you'll find something you need behind the picture that you make appear.
Alright, so those symbols are shown on the petroglyph map, so I'm gonna get that out. V for Valentine, no doubt.
For Valentine, no doubt.
And look, it looks just like the one on that petroglyph. So let's go to Cougar Bend and look under that rock with that V symbol. All right, let's use the lariat to get up there. All right, perfect circle.
Yes.
At Charlie's grave, hold this up, look around, and you'll see the trail to a gift to you from me.
It's a rock. Too bad it's so scuffed up.
Well, I know one place we can go to get it polished. Mary's. Hopefully we won't have to do any chores for her in exchange to do this.
Hi, can I help you with something?
I found this piece of rock in the desert. I'd really like to get the scuff marks off of it.
Looks like it's been polished before. If I put it in the polisher, it'll buff up in no time. Let me see what I can do. It's a picture agate.
Great. Thanks, Mary. It was great talking to you.
Catch you later.
Hello?
We're booked on a flight to Phoenix.
Oh, right.
The bad news is the flight's been delayed.
Oh, no. Why?
The plane that's supposed to fly us out of here is sitting on the tarmac in New Jersey waiting to take off. Like 93rd in line or something. So what are you doing, Nat? Have you figured out who's behind the sabotage yet?
No, but I have a gut feeling that whoever it is after Dirk Valentine's treasure, which means if I can find the treasure, I can put a stop to the sabotage. But I think I'm in the home stretch. All I have to do is go wear the picture on this agate pasty and I'll be all set.
The picture on this what?
It's a long story.
I'm tempted to ask you to wait until George and I get there, but I know that'd be like asking an Olympic speed skater to slow down. Just be prepared to tell us all about it.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Have fun. Wish you were here. Kidding.
All right. We come to the trail stop because the picture on the agate looks just like the trees right here. hold it up at Charlie's grave. That's the one it meant at the trail stop. And
That tree looks just like the one on the Agnes. I think I'll grab Bob and head out in that direction.
Okay.
Now, how am I going to get up there? I could lasso that tree branch and pull myself up.
Yep. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ancient cliff dwellings. Awesome.
Okay. And look here. Just like in that decoder that we found in the jail cell, this tells us places to take, the colors. These are colors here, and they tell us in code which ones to take to find the treasure. So let's see. It says brown, lime, yellow, red, blue, orange, lime, yellow, brown, blue, lime, orange, blue, brown, lime, orange, red, blue, yellow, lime, blue, lime, brown, yellow. So first up will have to be brown, and you follow the door markers. That's what you do. And then lime, which is this green, and you have to look in these jars once in a while. Green. Because you're going to find these keys. Okay, so after lime, gotta go yellow. Probably this one right here. Okay. So red, and then, okay, 3 keys, blue, orange, okay, orange, lime, which is the green, yellow. Usually you'll know in the right place because you're going different floors rather than sticking around the same one. So yellow, brown, blue, lime, orange, blue, brown, lime, got another key, and red, blue, yellow, lime, blue, lime right here, but before you do, that'll be the last key.
Yikes! Falling down there would not be fun.
No, it wouldn't. So back here, brown and yellow. So here we are. And that's where all these keys go.
This goes here.
Just in the correct shape as you can see them.
This goes here. This goes here. That doesn't go there. That looks right. This goes here.
Then you put that.
There it is. Good Valentine's trophy.
Solid gold hearts. Obviously as a symbol of his love for Francis. But now that we found the treasure at last, we're also going to meet the Saboteur.
Uh-oh.
Shorty. I thought so.
Why, hello, Nancy. find the treasure yet.
So you're the one who's been sabotaging the ranch.
That's right. Here my buddies and I went to all that trouble, wrangling that horse, busting that pipe, cutting those wires, trying to scare people off the ranch so we could tear the place apart looking for the treasure. When all we really had to do was what I just got done doing. Follow you.
You went to a lot of trouble for nothing. The treasure's gone.
Well, now, I don't believe you, Miss Nancy. Oh, and by the way, it's too far to make it back to the ranch without a horse, and I just ran yours off, which means you, to use an old cooking expression, are toast.
That's what you think.
Looks to me like the only way out is the way you came in, Nancy. So, ready or not, here I come.
There's gotta be a way to stop Shorty. Think! I'm getting close.
Okay, so what we need to do is switch these door markers, because that's the trick behind this green one, so we'll need to switch it with another one.
Another door, Nancy.
And we need to switch it with that one, with that red one, because right here, if he goes down, he'll fall.
Another one. Now it's in a hot.
More to go. I'm just 3 doors away from you, Nancy.
Let's back up now, before he comes closer.
Last door. After I get the treasure, I'll deal with you. Whoa! You switched door markers on me, didn't you? That was downright mean, Nancy. I could have hurt myself. The least you can do is help me off of here. How about it?
Nah, I think I'll go get the sheriff and let him help you off of there. Dear Hannah, it turns out that Shorty had ridden to the cliff dwellings on the Phantom horse, which was really just a trick horse that a friend of one of his bank robber buddies had trained. Since my horse was gone and it was getting dark, I wound up riding it back to the ranch so I could call the sheriff. You should have seen the look on everyone's face when I rode up on a glowing horse. It looks like the phosphorescent powder that they used to make it glow was harmless, but Tex is taking care of the horse until he's sure it's okay. Mary Yazi has straightened everything out with the Raleighs, and now she comes over a lot, mostly to see Tex. He turns beet red whenever she's around. It's actually kind of cute. Speaking of cute, Dave confessed to the Raleighs as soon as they got home from the hospital, just like he said he would. They not only forgave him, they even offered to split the treasure with him if it turns out they can keep it. Sheriff Hernandez is looking into it. The best part is, Bess and George finally got here, and we've been having a ball. Here's a picture of the 3 of us on our horses. Unfortunately, Dave took it. Guess he didn't realize his finger was over the lens. See you in a couple of days. Love, Nancy. P.S. I started reading the Charlene Purcell novel, Aunt Bedhead. And you know what? I can't put it down.
So what Sassy Detective Award do I get today? Hawkeye, of course. I usually get that one when I play this.
If dreams can come true, what about curses? Well, in my next mystery adventure, you can find out for yourself, if you dare. I've been invited to a creepy old castle in England to find out who or what is terrorizing its residents. Could it be that the spirit of a centuries-old witch has returned to seek revenge? And why, after 300 years, has the beast of Blackmore returned to prowl the moors again? The answers to these and many other dark secrets will be uncovered in my next case, The Curse of Blackmore Manor.
And so there you have it for my full walkthrough of The Secret of Shadow Ranch. Is it another history mystery? Yes, I definitely say so. I'm not sure if I said this in another walkthrough, I might have, but or maybe in one of my upcoming videos I did that I pre-recorded. I consider these games history mysteries, not just if there's finding treasure, but if they take place, if there are period pieces in them, meaning even if they've taken place like at least 50 years ago, I would say definitely yes. And this was back in the 1880s, so I definitely count this as a history mystery with Dirk Valentine, Francis Humber, and Shadow Ranch. So there is an interesting piece of history to it. So, I mean, I like this game enough as others, but it's not one of my most favorites. I hate it. I didn't like it the first time I played it. Had a lot of difficult puzzles to get through and a lot of second chance mistakes. Like picking the vegetables and upsetting the one hen, over baking the cake, or accidentally having the chickens eaten by the coyotes. Lots of ways to get kicked off the ranch, or otherwise just a lot of second chance errors. Especially angering Tex if you don't ask him for permission, or if you don't take the saddle off of Bob. Yeah, not really one of my most favorites, and even not since I first solved and played. It took me a while to solve it anyway, because not feeding the chickens and horses, that's another fatal mistake you can make in this game. So yeah, lots of ways to die, or make fatal mistakes that make you need to restart from there afterwards. But again, it was nice to play this again and to be able to make this walkthrough. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.